Hi, this is Denise from Playful Potter in Sparks, Nevada, and I'm going to show you how to create a simple and easy project made with fused glass, perfect for Halloween. So the first thing that I did was I downloaded a picture off the internet of a very simple candy corn design. You can find all kinds of images. I personally like to search for coloring book pages. I think it gives you really simple, easy designs to cut out. Once I had my design printed on the computer the right size, I cut out each piece so that I could use it as a template. Then using a Sharpie, I'm going to trace my template onto a piece of glass. You do not have to use a brand new piece of glass. I like to use scraps, especially for projects like this, because as we all know, there is no waste with fused glass. Everything can be used over and over again. This piece actually worked really well. The curve that was already cut on there actually fit the bottom of my tracing, so I'm only going to cut one side. When you're cutting a curved piece like the top of this candy corn, you want to cut it and score it in multiple sections. So I'm going to start at one end. I'm right-handed, so I push away from me. Make a nice, slow, clean score. All right, there's my first score. You can either break it with your running pliers or with your hands, whatever you're more comfortable with. I don't think I got all of that off there. Oops. There we go. Now I'm going to finish my score. Candy corn is a simple shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the nice thing with this design. I've already pre-cut my other sections, so I'm going to go ahead and place those on right now. Alright, so once I have them in position, I'm going to go ahead and use a small amount of glue to attach them to my base. You don't have to use clear glue, you can use white glue as well. I just use whatever I have available at the time. So just a small dot of glue, a couple times on the back of each piece to help attach it. The nice thing is that the glue does take a little bit of time to dry, so that if we need to move or shift things around, we will still have time to do that. Alright, so now that I have my basic shape in the center, I'm going to go ahead and decorate a border around the edge. I'm going to use pre-cut chips. If you need to, you can cut your own. Again, if you have pieces of scrap glass, this is a good use for them. So for this, I'm just going to do one dot per chip. I'm going to start with some white, some opal white glass in the corners. And then instead of doing a typical straight border around the edges, I'm actually going to put my chips shaped like a diamond all the way around the edges. And I am going to alternate my colors. Again, just enough glue to attach the pieces to get it into your kiln. You don't need to overdo the glue. If you do too much glue, you can see some fogging, some discoloration once the pieces come out of the kiln. I really like this piece because it's very easy for customers to recreate. It's a very simple piece to start them with some cutting if they haven't cut glass before. And they get a really good result. This is a nice functional piece. All right, now that all of my yellow chips are in place, I'm going to alternate and put some orange chips in there just to brighten it up. It needs a little more color. And again, the nice thing is if you don't have these in the right place, the glue hasn't dried yet, so you have time to shift and move things around to get them into the correct position. You can apply the glue either to the chip or to the base. When I'm working with customers, I like to have them lay out their entire base first and then glue the pieces. Helps to cut down on having pieces covered in glue ending up back in my glass inventory that the next customer is going to have to fight with. So. All right. So if you want, your piece can be finished at this point. I think that it needs one more little step, one more little piece to just give it that last little pop. And I'm going to do that with some rods that are cut down into 1/4 inch pieces to make some polka dots. Best way to do that, I think, is to use some wheeled nippers. Just place your glass between. I like to break it into the cup. Keeps the pieces from flying all over. Again, you can either apply the glue to your glass piece or you can apply it to your base. I'm creating this piece on a 6-inch base of black glass, black Spectrum 96 glass. It can be done on larger pieces of glass too. You can do either multiple pieces of candy corn or just make your pattern a little bit larger to fill the space. I like to keep a variety of samples available for my customers so that they have the size that they need right available. Once one of these candy corn pieces has been cut out, you don't need to throw it away. You can reuse it multiple times. Okay, almost done here. Once the piece is finished, put it in your kiln and fire it to a full fuse. Make sure you give your pieces the proper amount of time to anneal so that the glass is nice and strong. You don't want to rush it through that phase. Once the piece has been full fused, you can choose a variety of different shapes with which to slump. And there you are with a very quick and easy project perfect for Halloween.